Safe here. Safe. Whew.
Don't be afraid.
But
keep
it's
calm.
you. Stay away.
I want to talk to you. Don't be hysterical. Drop your gun.
I don't trust you. You're out to get me.
Toby.
Don't come any closer.
Yay, Toby. Oh my god, no. No.
The poor man. What a dreadful end.
How
He has
ironic.
definitely gone.
But why was he afraid of you? He was terrified when he saw you.
He must have mistaken me for someone else. Let's go. We have nothing more to do here.
It's funny.
You've been running around all night, Holmes, and I've had enough. And that poor young man. Let's find a police station and...
There's no question of calling the police, is that understood? Instead, let us see how we might continue our investigation.
Very well, Holmes. Holmes, it seems that everywhere we go, there is a catastrophe. And here we are at a standstill.
Let us return to Baker Street as quickly as possible.
Okay, we've done everything else. Let's go back to Baker Street then.
Oh, so all that for nothing.
Oh, yes, this framing
they
device.
didn't find anything. Sherlock Holmes isn't a nice man, is he? I don't think I like him now. Look what I found.
Well, he's not well written in this story.
Don't do that. We don't like him, but you shouldn't hit him like that. Give that back. It's only a doll. This is Sherlock Holmes's attic. All this must have belonged to him. I want to know what happens next. Keep reading.
3 trails and 2 dead ends. The poor nephew is dead, but Baines has the bishop's murderers. The only one left is the rat killer. Have you questioned him?
No.
May I ask when you're going to do it?
When I have found him.
What? You're not trying to tell me that he's escaped again?
Yes, but this time it's not your fault, nor mine for that matter.
You've been using me, Holmes. I unwittingly aided one of the most dangerous criminals in the kingdom to escape. So please tell me why.
An explanation would be futile. It would only lead to further pointless questions.
But do you have even the slightest notion as to where he might be hiding?
Forget Hans Schielmann for the moment, Watson. Just concentrate on the fact that the bishop is on the chessboard.
In any case, the news has spread like wildfire. Look at the headlines. All the papers are talking about it. And the Globe Explorer, their editors must be jumping for joy.
Let the dogs bark with the pack, Watson.
But how could Farley be so well informed? Look, he also mentions our visit to the opium den, and in great detail. How did he know?
Let me see. Contrary to what you might think, Watson, I do not consider that all of our trails have led to dead ends. We're simply missing a common denominator, something that links them together. And our journalist's mystery informer might just be that missing link.
Should we attempt to uncover his identity?
It is essential that we do so. Let us examine the map. We must talk to Mr. Farley.
No, no, please. Oh, don't like these autosaves, the way they stop. So, I'm not liking the little framing device we're getting. It seems really weird. There are several issues with it. One, it's pointlessly distracting. It's making us it's almost telling us what to feel. Like, I don't like Holmes anymore, because he's being written as this very kind of antagonistic... I was going to say antisocial, but Holmes is antisocial. Uncaring person. Like, he doesn't want to get the police involved. In some of these issues that we've had, I'm fairly sure he'd be thinking about calling in the police. There are some things that are beyond Holmes, and he's not too proud to admit it. To an extent. The other thing is 221B Baker Street was owned by the bank. Up until recently, or I think maybe 221, there wasn't a B. Baker Street was owned by a bank. It's now the Holmes Museum. The weird thing is you have to line up in a queue in the gift shop to get the ticket, to then line up to actually go in and see it, which is stupid. It's a thing they have in London, apparently, where you line up, have one queue to buy a ticket to go into a place, which you have to then queue up for, so you can get the ticket and not be able to get in. I think it's ridiculous. Right, the Globe Explorer. Incredible escape from Westgate Prison. Hans Schielman, the infamous rat killer imprisoned in Westgate for murder, has achieved one of the most spectacular escapes in British history. The escape took place without violence or bloodshed and is extraordinary in that the prison guards did not observe anything untoward. Indeed, it was someone entirely unconnected with the prison who noticed that the dangerous criminal was missing. That person is none other than Dr. John Watson. Yes, dear readers, you read that correctly. Dr. Watson, the friend and companion of the Baker Street detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. According to the prison director, Mr. Holmes visited Westgate in order to interrogate Hans Schielman. As it regards what exactly still remains a mystery. But considering the fact that Schielman could not have possibly escaped without outside assistance, it is quite easy to guess at the true reason for Sherlock Holmes' visit to the Westgate fortress. It's now up to the police to conclude the current investigation. They are decidedly very busy. Yesterday morning, Inspector Baines declared that 2 suspects were being held in relation to the murder of the unfortunate Bishop of Knightsbridge. The 2 men were arrested in an opium den in Whitechapel. An interrogation of the establishment's staff, if not providing anything concrete regarding the identity of the 2 criminals, nevertheless revealed that Sherlock Holmes was also present at the time. Indeed, the director of the establishment, Mr. Chen Cha-hu, accuses the detective of attacking a member of his staff, as a guard was later found incapacitated with a syringe protruding from his arm. According to the clinic where the man was swiftly taken, he had been on the receiving end of a terribly dangerous anaesthetic. Mr. Chen confirmed that at the time of the attack, apart from his clients, only Holmes and his loyal friend, Dr. Watson, would have had the opportunity to carry out the crime. Still, according to Mr. Chen, the aggression took place in order to gain access to the room occupied by the same 2 criminals. So what was Holmes doing in this opium den? Apparently he has knowledge that the Bishop of Knightsbridge killers were there. Why did he not alert the authorities? Why did he act alone? Why attack the guard? You may be sure, dear readers, that our investigations have only just begun. Oh, Farley. I do kind of agree with that point. These are things we discussed before. Toby's
You have been
here.
a great help, dear Toby. I'll ask Mrs. Hudson to send you up some fine giblets.
Yay. Giblets. Right, to the map. The map. To the map. To Farley's office.
Here we are at Farley's office. One cannot say that ethics play a very large role in his life. Look at the headlines pinned to the walls, like trophies of bad taste. Perhaps we will finally begin to understand the reasons for his persistence in tarnishing your reputation.
Perhaps.
Oh no, don't know what to say like that, it's terrifying.
Coffee. It's still hot.
How appalling. How appalling.
Cigarettes. An ordinary, inexpensive brand.
A press card. Osmond Farley. It's his overcoat.
Well, that was obvious. I was going to read that. Thanks. The agent of the force... press service. The agent of the force are invited when possible to facilitate the mission of Osmond Farley, correspondent to the Globe Explorer, and allow him to access information site in the case there is no force majeure obstacle. Chief of Metropolitan Police. Obviously, we can't trust him drinking coffee.
I cannot leave now.
Oh, is that the exit? I thought this was the
This
exit.
door is locked.
I must go out for a while, Miss Jean. I won't be long. Ask my appointments to wait, and send this message as a matter of urgency.
Mr. Osmond Farley, I presume.
Messrs. Holmes and Watson. What a surprise.
What is there so surprising about being visited by the targets of your slander?
I never slander. I inform.
You will have to accept the consequences of these articles, Mr. Farley.
Those words sound like a threat, Mr. Holmes.
I never threaten. I merely warn.
You don't frighten me, Mr. Holmes. I know all of your little secrets. And soon all of London will find out what really hides behind the facade of the impeccable detective. Thanks to my work, the whole world will discover the true Sherlock Holmes. Gentlemen, I don't wish you a good day.
What a bore! even to the point of refusing to shake our hands.
Which means that we can avoid having to wash them. Did you notice the crumbs on his jacket? He had just finished eating and his hands will be covered in grease, the same as his mouth.
Slovenly habits. That's quite disgusting, Holmes.
Do not be deceived, Watson. The workmanship in those tailor-made clothes indicate that he is a man who takes pride in his appearance. If Farley has left without brushing off his jacket or washing his hands, then it is because he spotted our approach and wished to avoid us at all costs.
But why?
We will find out by searching his office.
The secretary will stop you. Please reassure me, Holmes, you don't intend upon knocking her out?
Only if we exhaust every other viable alternative.
Two things. We're not the targets of slander, we're the targets of libel because it's in print. And two, well, I mean, if we're accusing you of libel, that's a threat in and of itself because we could sue you.
The secretary is occupied in sending a telegram via their electric telegraph. Farley asked that she should do so before he left.
We must find a way of interrupting the transmission, which will oblige her to go to the telegraph office in Kensington. It will take her some time to get there, and if we add on the time it takes to send the telegram and then return here, we should have ample time to search the office without being disturbed.
I suppose it's unnecessary to point out the illegality of this search?
I'm afraid so.
How many times has he searched things and that's not been an issue?
We must find a way of getting into the office and getting the secretary out. We must find a way of...
Right, so I can't even go in there yet. So is there anything in this area that we can...
Closed. I need a tool to remove the lid.
The knife?
This is an electric box. Interesting.
It's a few...
I need a tool to remove the lid. This is... I need a...
Right. So we can't get in. What have we got in here?
This is... I need to... I cannot...
Of course you can't leave now, but... Right, so there's nothing to see. Oh, the coat hanger.
This hanger has a large iron hook.
I'm going to kind of crowbar out the fuse box with an iron hook. That's unsafe.
I can hear an electrical humming. The secretary is using the electricity supplied by this switch. Let us see if I can cause a short circuit.
I mean, I would have thought that it would make sense for... But I need to count all three. That might be the case, actually. Okay, so that's... Oh no, I don't want to go that way, so we want to go this way? Which means that's going like that, except that doesn't work, because... Right, so we're following this around. It has to go like this. Right. That goes... Unless we do that, but then this hasn't got anywhere to go.
Let us see if I can cause a... Let us see if I can cause
Oh,
a
it's
short
these two I need
circuit.
to be interested in. Okay. Oh, so these are just ways in. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that then.
Let us see if I can cause a...
So that goes like that. Actually. No. No.
There we are. It is simplicity itself.
It's the top two
Oh,
down
that's
one.
just too bad.
Get out quickly, Watson. I'm going to hide here.
Hide where? Behind the door?
The way is clear.
You'd think...
Let's go, Watson.
You'd think she'd probably notice the fact that the fuse box was still open. Maybe I'm being silly.
A page of this notebook has been torn out. We can only see the title in shorthand and today's date. It's a message that the secretary must send urgently. I'm going to recopy it.
You can read shorthand? You never cease to amaze me. Were you a secretary before becoming the great Sher?
Perhaps. But no, a man must have his secrets.
Or he learnt it because it's useful to have that, so you can do this. Notes on the investigation into Sherlock Holmes to all his colleagues after the visit from... Who's of course going to be the person who's his...
A makeup case with a good brush. I must look more attentively.
Yeah, that's
I can make out the marks.
Need something to bring them to light. Oh, I need something to darken this, don't I? Like an ink thing.
The ribbon is missing from this machine.
Oh, I thought that would have been something we could use. So we need to find something else. Okay. Maybe something in her desk, which I think is down this way. Oh no, there's nothing over there. Okay.
The ribbon. I can make out the... I must...
Wait. Can I coffee? No. The one-time coffee might have
I
had
cannot...
a use. No, I wanted to go that way. The one-time coffee might have had a use. Put in some ash. Right, that's still there. So I can't actually... Yeah, I need something to...
The secretary has just changed the typewriter ribbon. There are smudges of dark blue ink.
Right.
The secretary...
But this one's missing. You see. I mean, I don't think I can use this now. No, that's still not right. So we're missing something else. There's nothing else that's light blue in this area, so it's not here.